Psych! Look how angry he got, guys. Whew, you can already see him keyboard warrioring on it. He's ready to go in. You thought I'd go against the grain? There's a reason this is so popular lately. Oh, and then there's that one guy in the back. He thought I agreed with him. He doesn't like things because they're popular. Fool. Embarrassing. Pathetic. So if I haven't made it abundantly clear, I finally caved and read the manga for Chainsaw Man, and I'm probably going to check it out again when it does release as the anime, because I don't know, there was something special about this series. For anybody that is still waiting and holding out until the anime comes out without touching the manga to experience for the first time, you are in for an absolute treat. It is such a roller coaster of a ride, and I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm not going to spoil anything because I think you need to experience this for yourself. It doesn't really try anything super new, yet it feels fresh. There's something about it that's just super engaging, and it honestly, at its core foundation, it's definitely got the super dark and twisted and gory and sexual like themes that feels edgy, but it doesn't feel unwarranted. It feels earned, and I think that's what makes it so special, is it does all these things that you'll notice when people try to do these things of just like boobs and cutting people in half, and it's like, if it's done poorly, you notice it. You're just like, well, that's kind of shit. But here it's like, oh, like, no, that makes a ton of sense, and that actually works with the way everything's set up. And it just has this great power level, scaling, world building, the character development. I really don't have that many complaints on it. The art for the manga, dude, everybody's creaming over just the trailer that dropped for Chainsaw Man for the anime adaptation, and that looks like crisp. That looks so clean, but the manga looks so good too. Holy cow. I could go on for days on just how good it looks, but I really think you need to just check it out for yourself. There are certain panels, it does one of the minor details I absolutely love in manga, where it creates the sound effect of like crashing through multiple things for a fight, but it has the boom. You can feel the weight of a hit through a silent medium. I don't know how to explain it properly I'll try to find a panel of it properly. There's a couple fights that do it really well, where people get propelled through multiple buildings and just like bang, 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 bang. I absolutely love when somebody can pull that off. It's like the same thing, like a minor detail of when two people punch or like hit at the same time and it does the shockwave. That's just like that little thing that's like the cherry on top when I see somebody do that in anime or manga. But it's done so well across Tatsuki Fujimoto's, the author for Chainsaw Man's works. He just knows how to portray that kind of action. And I've noticed this just across some of his one-shots and even Fire Punch, which I read prior to this, and I'm thinking about making a video for it, but I'm not too sure yet. That is a ride in its own too, and would deserve its own video purely because of its own merits. But this is just for Chainsaw Man. I also really love how the powers, essentially the curses, the devil contracts that are made for this, it feels very much in the vein of something like Jujutsu Kaisen almost, where it's like a pact of some form to take a power from a evil being, except I don't know, it's done in its own way that I actually like even more for this. And it more bases off of power drawn from fear. I love that concept where the power is really only as strong as how strongly people are afraid of that thing. So essentially, like, powers like the chainsaw devil curse portrayal, he's as strong as that because of the fear people have of chainsaws. Much like some of the strongest fears and powers are stuff like just pure darkness, or just being afraid of certain just real fears, rational or irrational, that just feed on it. And the less people are afraid of something, the weaker that power is. Honestly, it's brilliant. I absolutely love that as a concept. It just feels very creative, and it basically makes it so like a power can be anything. It can be the most obscure stuff. There's some of the powers are so bizarre. There's a guy that literally is like half shark that can just swim through like solid surfaces. It almost feels like JoJo's Stand-esque with how creative it can be, and I honestly hope this keeps going because I'm curious to see where it goes. It's very fun when it comes to that and the power levels and how to like keep growing the power or losing the power, and just how to like do these creative matchups against people. It's so much fun. As far as the characters, the actual main character, tragic. Fuck. Tragic. It is rough. Like straight from the get-go, our boy Denji as the main character, he has it rough. Oh my god. And it just kind of keeps going. But there's so much development that it makes Denji, the main character, super likable. He's really dumb, and just because his upbringing didn't allow for him to really learn how, you know, people should be treated. He's pretty much the equivalent. He thinks basically he's the equivalent of a dog, and just kind of grows from that and looks up at the world. And I don't know, like, if relatable is the right word, but it's definitely something humanizing, oddly enough, when he's basically compared to a dog. To just see him grow and learn slowly but surely from like the most minor like goals. And that's another thing. He's very goal oriented. He doesn't have like a I'm gonna save the world or anything. His whole reason for living is just, I just want to eat. I want food. And then once he gets food, well, what's next? What do I have to live for? And then he finds another goal, and some of them are so funny. There's some really dark humor in this that's just really well done, and I fully appreciate that. But just the minor steps, one thing at a time, makes him such a great character. And honestly, most characters in this, I really, really enjoy. I'm gonna say though, Twitter, what the fuck? The whole Makima, like, simping thing, y'all are beta. Like, actual fucking dogs. I mean, not even, like, literally, you're all dogs. But, I don't... Once you experience or know where this goes in this series, it's just like, nah, boy. Like, Makima, I get it. She's hot, but, like, there's so many other characters that are like, but what about this? Power? Oh my god. Dude, absolutely steals the show. She's best girl, no contest. But a close second would be dude, I'm curious when it gets adapted just so I can hear her name. Has one of the best arcs. The Bomb Girl arc, I think, is my personal favorite because it just has everything. It has romance, drama, action, comedy, just like betrayal, heartbreak. It has everything in this short little arc, and I loved every second of it. It was so much fun. So my last little bit, and kind of my one nitpick with Chainsaw Man that knocks it down a little bit from a 10 to a 9 for me personally, is just the ending. It doesn't answer everything. I understand that it's end of part 1, and it even explicitly states that, but it kind of feels incomplete, where it's like, well, if we don't get a part 2, then this is just kind of a poor ending just as a whole. But if part 2 does end up actually coming out, and I'm sure it will, but until I see it, like, I get nervous when things go on hiatus. So it's like, are we gonna see an ending? Are we gonna know? Because there are big questions that are like, I need resolution for that. They just left that hanging, so it's like, that sucks. It kind of feels like Tokyo Ghoul if you just didn't have Ri. If you just ended it at Tokyo Ghoul and it was like, well, what? Wait, but what about all these things? But then Tokyo Ghoul becomes fucking amazing because you get Ri. So it's definitely in that vein. And while I'm on the Tokyo Ghoul comparison line, I really like that they have like their business attire that they get while they're like hunting devils and like this organization of hunters, basically like their equivalent, has the outfit of just like a simple white button up and a tie for all of them, and it's just like a business attire. It really reminds me of like the barista, like cafe worker stuff from Tokyo Ghoul, and I love that aesthetic. I just really like, there's something simple about a white shirt and black tie that's just like, it's aesthetically pleasing for me at least, so I really enjoy that. And yeah, I don't know. There's even there's coffee scenes. I highly doubt it has anything to do with Tokyo Ghoul, but it's just like little things. It's like, but you like Tokyo Ghoul, like the monkey brains, like, but it's so stupid. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on Chainsaw Man. Have you already read it? Are you waiting patiently for the anime adaptation? Comment down below your thoughts. I love reading the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Other than that, that's all I really have to talk about for today. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.